spectator. I am he who spectates. I scoured the universe in search of a very special card game. Well, I skipped the Crown Nebula because, you. But now my search is over. Ever wish you could share your love of comics and superheroes and collectible card games with your whole family? Now you can with
Superpowered Smashmasters!
It's your friendly neighborhood superhero parody card game. In Superpowered Smashmasters, or Spasm? Can we say that?
Inappropriate.
In Spasm, you assemble teams of heroes and build decks around what your heroes can do. And what is it they do, you ask? Protect the innocent? Stamp out injustice?
No, we go find some rival heroes to smash.
Yes, because that's what superheroes do.
Tell them about the hero cards, and do it right.
Each hero has a special power. They can benefit your team, or they can melt your enemies' faces.
Right on. If your heroes smash all the other heroes, you win, punk.
Don't call them that. The game's content is appropriate for kids. I mean, most kids.
Not feral kids. Never hand your cards to a feral kid. Not if you want your hand back.
This is a parody game, lovingly crammed full of comic book cliches and pop culture references. Because we're nerds.
The content's rated G. I mean, it would be if people rated card games.
It's a deck-building game the whole family can play together. Thanks for checking out our game. We're grateful for your support.
Learn more about Smashmasters by checking out our gameplay video. Do it. Until next time,
Don't say it.
Excelsior!
Naya is an orphan with a rare gift. Others with this gift can take pain from a person and transfer it into the cobalt blue metal known as Pinvium. But Naya's gift is flawed. She can only transfer pain from one person to another. Orphaned on an island nation occupied by a conquering enemy and trying to locate her missing sister, Naya has to make sure they don't find out, or she'll be weaponized against her own people. Be sure to back Janice Hardy's The Healing Wars, Book 1, Part 1, The Shifter, from Dojo-kun Comics.
The Civil War was America's bloodiest conflict. Over 500,000 died to preserve national unity. When the war ended, Confederates like Harley Brogdon headed west, shooting games of the Army and gambling. When a card game turns deadly, Harley shoots in self-defense, killing the card sharp who threw down first. Wilfred Knorr, the card sharp's wealthy father, will stop at nothing to see Harley hang. Harley flees to Cobb's Gap, an old silver mining town at the foot of the Rockies. A remarkably peaceful town, especially after dark. But the sheriff harbors a dark secret, and no one dares go into the mines anymore. Cobb's Gap is full of secrets. People speak in hushed tones of something in the mine. Something worse than their cursed sheriff. Something even the Indians fear. Tired of running, Harley falls in love with a local widow with secrets of her own. But when Knorr's posse arrives seeking vengeance, the stage is set for a showdown with unimaginable horrors from the deepest pits of hell, and every secret will be exposed. Eisner winner Mike Barron and acclaimed illustrator Pat Broderick present one of the weirdest westerns that Comic Dom has ever seen. Bronze Star, a thrilling tale of love, revenge, and supernatural terror from the minds of two legendary creators. It's not the monster you're looking for. Order your copy at bronzestarcomic.com.
Introducing Discord, Atlanta's newest superhero, from award-winning author C.S. Johnson. With musical powers that enable him to hear the unique song of each individual's soul, Discord has spent the last decade honing his skills and training to take down his father's killer. But Discord isn't just fighting for justice. He's also using his powers to go after human traffickers and put an end to their heinous crimes. Get this 30-page full-color comic today.
farewell, and maybe we'll come back to earth, you can tell. I guess there is no one to blame. We're leaving ground. Will things ever be the same again? It's the final countdown. The final countdown. Whoa, we're heading for Venus, and still we stand tall. 'Cause maybe they've seen us and welcome us all, yeah. With so many light years to go and things to be found, not sure that we'll all miss her so. It's the final countdown. The final countdown. The final bring on the small bombs. The final countdown. It's the final countdown. We're leaving together. The final countdown. We're all missing some. The final countdown.
They call me a god. 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 Let's go. Spinning my life, digging my trenches, pushing my boulder up my hill. Rain coming down, nothing but darkness. Get to the top before it kills. One push forward, then two fall back. My bones are broken and my soul is cracked. Spilling my blood, filling my trenches, pushing my boulder against my will. My
Get ready for an exhilarating journey into the boundless world of imagination. Welcome, comic book enthusiasts, to the extraordinary realm of Out of Obscurity. This groundbreaking anthology, published by Arrow Comics, unveils a legion of aspiring creators, each eager to leave their mark on the industry. Prepare to be captivated as they breathe new life into obscure public domain characters, creating their own unique tales within the pages of this awe-inspiring collection. Out of Obscurity is a testament to the unwavering passion and creative prowess of these emerging talents. They have meticulously resurrected forgotten heroes and heroines, spinning intricate yarns that span the ages. Brace yourself for action-packed battles, mind-bending mysteries, and heartwarming triumphs that will transport you to uncharted territories of excitement. By supporting our Fund My Comic campaign, you become an essential part of this historic endeavor. Together, we can catapult these aspiring creators towards their dreams of comic book glory. Join us on this epic odyssey and witness the birth of new legends. Your generous contributions will not only help us bring Out of Obscurity to life, but also grant you access to exclusive rewards, including remarkable artwork, signed copies, and behind-the-scene glimpses. Embrace the spirit of adventure, for within these pages, untold wonders await. Together, let us ignite the spark of greatness within these visionary talents and redefine the landscape of the comic book universe. Be a part of history and make Out of Obscurity a reality.
Hatch is not your average cartoon character. Far from it. Hatch lives on a remote asteroid far out in space and has no knowledge of anywhere else. His day compounds bewilderment with disbelief as his life unfolds before him. A life he marvels at, embraces, and is ultimately frustrated by, albeit in a comedic way. This 100-page, full-colour, annotated edition of Hatch not only boasts an in-depth interview with creator Glenn B. Fleming as he takes us through the evolution of this lovable character, but also presents previously unseen original artwork from the Hatch archive. All this, along with the creator's annotation and anecdotes, make this book a must for the connoisseur of sequential art.
I told that moron not to take out my Tchaikovsky tape. No matter, let's get started. Here we are, Nancy Moon. The last time we left our heroine, she had just joined my esteemed colleagues at level M. We have the soldier who cannot stop talking, a magician with money issues, and a vampire with a checkered past. But there are other teammates she is yet to meet. One in particular might be a little bit shocking for her. I do hope she's not allergic. Back it today, won't you? Like right now.
Smell your blunder. We are the sickness that corrupts your soul. FBI, open up!
All it's supposed to feel.
We know our enemy. We've seen behind the curtain. And they have a weakness. An Achilles heel. They are arrogant
and completely underestimate what they are up against. They forget who the Game Master is. They forget how wise this old demon can be. So, let's see who among them survives this killing field.
Oh, hello. Listen how good you sound tonight, Diana. It's amazing. You sound amazing. You're muted though. You're muted. You should unmute yourself.
I was so excited. Tim. Yeah, it's because I was silent. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so good. I've got the mic connected. It's right in front of me.
I'm watching you going, she has no idea. She's just going off. But we've all done it, so I get it. So, hey, I got a message tonight.
Okay, good.
A very concerned backer wants to know when we're shipping.
We are shipping tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm waiting on the bookmarks. That's it.
Nice. Okay, then I will
I
relay
literally am waiting on the bookmarks. We have everything else except for the dang bookmarks, which is driving me crazy. So I'm going to call them again tomorrow. They shouldn't be that big of a thing. And hopefully they'll say, come and gather them. They're ready to go. So.
Well, I have to say I'm excited. These packages are the best looking packages we've done, I think, ever, but at least since Cluster Fudge.
Since Cluster Fudge? How come?
We had some cool stuff with Cluster Fudge.
Yeah, we did. I mean,
there was a lot of buzz around that campaign. That one was like, in my mind, the last big event before this one. This one just feels big because we have so much cool stuff. The keychain.
I think so. I do think so. I think that they are going to get a nice little package. I'm very excited about that.
The 4x6 metal Captain Aura card looks incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something we'll follow up on in future installments.
Right.
It's just, oh, wow.
Yeah, they're very cool looking, for sure.
Hang on, what's Tim saying here? Oh, no.
Tim, didn't you download the backer list onto your computer? Because you should be able to. That's what I do. I literally download it and then I have them, and I just keep them in individual
Well, if
files.
you don't have it, that's good advice for next time. Because
Yeah.
I know I might not have thought of that. I trust the cloud a little bit too much, I think.
No, I just download like at the end of the campaign, I download it and I put it in a folder called whatever the name of the book is. And yeah, and it works out. You know?
So what are you working on while you talk tonight?
I'm I'm sorry. I'm making a lot of noise. I was trying to get these done before the show. I'm actually packaging up the metal cards, the larger ones.
Why don't you
because
show one?
they didn't come with a backing. Okay. So they didn't come with like, I do believe they have something on it, but I'm not sure.
Look at the light in her face, folks. That's the reflection from the metal card.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, bring it higher.
Let's see. I got to tilt it. Hold on.
Yeah, you're getting a heck of a, yeah. So it's hard to see there, but it is very cool.
What if I turn this light on? Maybe.
Well, what it is it's
Better?
reflecting your screen and everything. It is a
Yeah.
little, yeah.
A little bit. So it's kind of hard to see, but that is the large metal card. So it's cool. So, and because they didn't come, which I was very surprised, they didn't come with like a covering to them. So we have purchased our own little pockets to put them in. So I'm doing that because my daughter's car broke down tonight on her way home from work. And so I had to play rescue lady and go and help her out. So I lost valuable time for stuffing.
Well, you know, now is not the time to do it during a show where it's like click, click.
Well, I will stop right now. I didn't think you could hear me.
Of course we can hear you. Your microphone.
You guys can hear this?
You need to get a microphone. Okay, so you need to get a microphone like the one I have. We'll have to invest.
No, it's fine.
Yes,
I'll
because it doesn't pick up. It doesn't pick up extra sound like that. It picks up really what's
You
right. in
gave
front
me
of it.
this really good microphone that.
Yes,
you
it's
used
way
to
better
use.
than what you had, but this is way better than what you have
So
now.
you can hear like all these little crunkling sounds.
Oh, we hear everything. Yeah,
Can the rest of you guys hear it all? You're
Diana,
the only one that ever. What's that?
they can hear it if I can hear it. I'm listening to you on the same broadcast.
Oh, good point.
You're so
Good
cute.
point. That's
So
all right.
let's talk a little bit about.
We
the future.
digress. So go ahead.
So Trolls Exposed is out. We haven't sold any books there yet, but it's just a storefront and I haven't promoted it whatsoever. But I wanted to get it out there in the public on Fund My Comics. I think it's a cool place to have your books.
Mm-hmm.
Cyclopean 6.
Yes.
Yes, it's almost
That's
done.
exciting. It is almost done.
So we'll be launching that campaign. Like the video said in days, I'm probably going to submit it for approval here in the next day or two.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we start shipping, I'm going to go for the approval.
Right.
And then the goal will be to fund sometime throughout October. I think we're going to do another 3-week campaign. I'm not sure.
Okay.
And then we're looking at November, and what will we be doing in November? We'll have to see. I don't know if we'll be done Cyclopean 6 or if it'll have to wait for December, but
Mm-hmm.
because Cyclopean 7 follows 6. So
I know that we have the Comic Book Fest coming up in October, and that's taking a little bit of time for me because I'm kind of helping with the planning. Chris is
now you've got Bill LaRose coming, who is a caricature artist now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I saw him the other day. He's wicked excited. So we'll have him there live doing caricatures.
Yeah, I think that's a cool addition. We also have a cosplay contest from adults to kids. We've got, obviously separate categories. So I'm very excited about that. We're really hoping that we get a lot of response. So yeah, we have a lot of fun things that we're doing away from the net, away from the internet. And Chris is banging away on Cyclopean 6, which, like he said, is pretty much done, which is really cool. I mean, this is another really cool Cyclopean sort of saga or part to the.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me share something. I was actually, I'm going to share some of the artwork that I just shared with Tony today.
Oh,
Give me just
okay.
a second. All right, I'll share 2 of the pages.
Alrighty.
Ultimate. Let me load them.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens when you don't think ahead. And that's me. I didn't think ahead on this one, but I'll show it because the artwork is getting, again, it's changing. Oh no, did my mouse just die? No, my mouse did not die.
Okay.
Okay. So let me open them. All right. And now let me share the screen. I have to hit present. I have to hit share screen. I have to hit window and I have to hit this. Okay. So here we go. So this is the lead in to the second half of the battle that is featured. Actually, it's the rear half of the battle that's featured in issue 5.
Yeah.
And he was just freaking out about the art. And I mean, frankly, this one here is a little bit more complete than this one, but it's the cross hatching and the extra effort and the details that have him really freaking out. And I'm looking forward to this. This is gonna rock. Like, again, every time I do an issue, I go, it's the best one I've ever done, but it really is. And
well, I think your art continues to grow. The things that you know, like 4 years ago that you were struggling with, those little things you've improved on, 10-4. That's awesome, Tim. That's awesome. He thinks he just found the list of backers that he downloaded. Hopefully you did, my friend. You can finish up your...
So let me share with my artist friends one of the influences that I'm trying to absorb intentionally.
Okay.
And you probably already have heard of him, but his name is Kim Jung-gi. Okay, and he is a Korean artist. And actually, this is going to sound very self-serving, but he reminds me a lot of myself, not so much in his style or his complexity, but the way he visualizes. When he discusses it, I go, yeah. Now, do not get me wrong. Kim Jung-gi is incredible, and I am not in his ballpark, at least not in terms of his style and complexity.
Right.
But I'm excited because when I've been watching him, it's been influencing how I view my own art and the way I ultimately refine it and render it.
Right.
Which is the biggest difference.
Well, I've been watching some of the videos with you, and I was like, holy crap, this guy is good. Like, that
was a great video to watch too, because so the guy's sitting there speaking, I believe it was in Korean, and Diana goes, I don't like this. I can't understand him. I'm like, what do you mean you can't understand him? And I started talking I'm like, he's talking about the ink on his brush and how it works on the paper. And she looked at me like, what? And I'm like, you can't hear that? And she's like, oh, shut up. She's been married to me so long, she knew I was playing with her, but I was acting as if it was like in English and she just couldn't figure it out.
well, and because I can't hear for the life of me sometimes, I'm a little on the deaf side, so it makes it a little challenging.
She's more than willing to question her own hearing before she realizes that I'm just pulling her leg again.
Yeah. True story.
It is.
So what else?
But I think every artist should check these videos out. Now, in all seriousness, they're boring for the most part. They're not action filled. There's not drama. There's no jokes. There's no politics. It's typically watching the master. And there'll be some dialogue. Sometimes there'll be, someone sitting there reading the chat and throwing questions at them. And it's funny because in the translation, there's something, I'm sure there's something not quite right, but his stuff comes out very stiff and forward when he speaks. And I kind of like that because it comes across very no-nonsense.
Yeah, the way the translator might be losing some of the words that he's saying in Korean,
Well, I expect some of the nuances lost, but the spirit is there, and the spirit is very strong. And he's very direct about what we need to do as artists to improve.
Yeah,
now, I wouldn't say that he's 100%, just listen to him and you'll be great.
Right.
As with any master artist, take
Right.
what you can, absorb what you can,
Mhm.
and trust me, it'll come to you in later times too.
Right.
I'm 54 years old, and I can still sit down and learn from other artists, and that's because that's the gift. I mean, we're humans.
Well, that's the beauty of art too. You're always growing, you're always developing as a creator, right? I mean,
Well, you should be. If you're not, then you just need to find that fire again. I think a lot of people get stuck in the fire. They
Yeah.
get, in the redundancy of a system or,
Mhm.
or a storyline or a character or an IP, whatever.
right.
And it's just healthy if you're reaching into other artists and their work. And this goes with writing too.
Mhm.
You kind of keep a fresh
Yeah.
mind about you when you're doing your own work.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Absolutely. No.
Well,
What?
if you think about it,
You
it's the same
paused
thing.
and you like, I'm like, what? What do they say?
No, AI does the same exact thing. It considers all the sources it can, and then it creates a piece of art just like a human mind does.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is the human mind has a soul.
The human.
Yeah. AI is just compute and mix and mash and
Yeah.
try to extrapolate a vision based on a verbal prompt, right? I don't know. I guess so.
Mm-hmm. It's
Oh,
still
Tim's shit.
Tim put up a link for his article on the
Where he was
bleeding
featured.
pools. Yeah, where he was featured. That's amazing. That's exciting, huh?
Well,
I
that
think that's
should give you a
exciting.
pop to 700.
Yeah.
You need to share that article around. Let's see. I'm going to go look at it.
I know. That's very cool.
That kind of you got to take advantage of that kind of publicity.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What are we looking at here?
Yeah.
Nope, not
I
that
just
one.
clicked on it and it looks very cool. I don't
I
think
clicked on
we
it
are
too. I
connected
don't
to them. What's that?
I don't see it yet. Hang on. I thought I had it ready to show, and oh, there it is. Okay, that's because it's called Indie. All right, I got it. Dun dun dun! Indie Comics Showcase.
Cool.
Okay, so this is a bunch of stuff he wrote about the showcase. So I'm just jumping ahead. Melvin by Tim Lee Olson. Dun 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 dun. I wonder if I can make this any bigger. I probably can't.
What?
Check out the campaign here, which, yeah, it's there. If you want to back it, it's right there. Go back it, man.
It's right there.
Right there where it says here.
Yeah.
There is here. Here is
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
So there's an interview here, Tim. Uh-oh, let's see. This
I
is
think
the
he knows
probably
that.
the final. Hang on, I want
It's so funny.
it is. Tim,
There's
you
an
never did
interview.
Tim never did get Tim, you need another trailer, brother. I can't see your chat right now either because I'm looking at this page.
There is now. He
But
needs to
anybody
start-
watching can see that the artwork is really snazzy.
Yeah.
Good style, good layout, good
Mhm.
sequentials is the word I was looking for.
Right.
If you think I'm going too fast, follow the link in the chat and you'll be able to check it out much slower
Right.
at your leisure. But the artwork is phenomenal. I mean, you got to read the story to judge for yourself, but this kind of stuff you can see right there for yourself. That's the best thing about the art.
Yep. Looks great.
I believe this comes from is it the Ashcan? Hang on, let me switch over and see if Tim's talking at all.
And you cannot copyright AI.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go down a little bit more. Can you win? Oh, that's an ad. Bleeding fool. There's an ad in the middle of it. I was like, can you win what, Tim? And it's not Tim, it's the ad. The striking use of light.
He
there is
said the
wonderful.
bonus story Zed and Odysseus. I think that's what he
Thank
said.
you. I knew there was a name to it. Oh, look at that. There's a little bit of headache there. Ouch. Okay, now we've got we went too far. But yes, Melvin 3 is live on fundmycomic.com. Everybody here recommends it, so go check it out. You'll love it.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get this to 700 so that we can save all the pink caterpillars in the world.
What?
I made that up. I was trying to
Okay.
create some.
The pink caterpillars. Oh my goodness.
I wanted to say something I didn't think existed, so we couldn't actually like be negligent there. I'm not like wanting to taunt like we want to save the killer whales. Well, there are killer whales.
Oh my God. Why are you such a dork? And he's got
Well-
6 more days left of Melvin too, everybody. So run
Melvin
on
3.
over to Melvin.
Wait a minute, isn't it Melvin 3?
No, it's Melvin. Is it Melvin 3? Yes. Oh my God. I thought it was 2.
I think it's Melvin 3.
No, it's 3. It's 3. I believe, right? Tim, it's 3. I'm sorry. It's Melvin
looking at
3,
the
everybody.
campaign. I'm looking at the campaign right now. You want to see the campaign?
Yeah. Put the
I'll prove it to
campaign.
you. I'll prove it to you.
Well, he already answered me in the chat, by the way, sir.
Yeah, but he might not be telling you the truth. This is truth. See the top? See that right there? You see what that says?
What?
MELVIN. #3, which used to mean number sign. Now it means hashtag.
Oh, there
I
it
don't
is.
know.
I don't know. Okay.
Dun, dun,
I
dun,
don't
dun.
Why my YouTube always stops the live feed? So I'm like, I
You
don't
got the
see a
live
thing.
feed stopped?
It stopped on me. The live feed on YouTube stops. I don't know why. It just does.
Do you pause it?
No, we're not calling you. No, I don't do anything. I don't touch it at all. No, we're not calling you a liar. We're
No,
just
he meant me because I said he might not be telling you the truth.
Who?
I said it.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, he heard me say I'm proving it by going to the webpage because he might not be telling you the truth. So I proved
Got
it by going
it.
to the
I'm
webpage.
catching up.
Because until we open up the chat, we don't know. That could be an imposter Tim.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Don't make me kick you in Ethel.
Now, see, he knows
Wow.
where I'm at.
I
That's
know.
suspicious because I don't think Tim Lee Oslin knows where I'm at, even though I backed the book.
He knows where
He
you're
can't
at.
possibly know our mailing address, even though we sent it to him.
You're crazy. So what
I
else
am
is
a
going on? Hey, next week, everyone. Next week.
Hey, what's next week? Yes.
Next week is the Fun My Comic Top 25 trailer show. So if
That's
you haven't
right.
voted, you can vote. And the cool thing is you can continue to vote and vote and vote and vote and vote and vote.
Score high for
Yeah.
the ones you like, score low for the ones you don't. If
Yep.
you don't like one or you don't know, you can bypass it. It'll come up as an average of 5.
Yep.
And so there's no pressure to go through each and every one. Now, I am working on a method that will calculate these easier and also accept your input much easier. But until we get there, I'm
Okay.
stuck with this form with
stuck
like
with this.
50 something videos. I mean,
I
between
thought we were only doing 25.
yes, but how do you vote without knowing all the videos?
Ah.
Yeah.
So, all right, I had a moment. Sorry.
So I have to have them all. And besides,
Yeah.
I'm going to probably still do. Remember how I did like, I might make it a top 40 with the top 25 actually hosted.
Okay.
So I'll just make like I did the first one. I'll make a half hour reel that has, 40 to 26.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to host it. We just run a little label at the bottom with a number every time it
Right.
switches. And then anybody who's interested will be able to see it, just like I liked it. I love going back and watching those things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many people watch YouTube like this, but I often watch it for hours, just letting it run through
Mhm.
the playlist, the algorithm.
Right.
A trailer compilation video is just awesome because I don't have to deal with switching between channels and hoping that the playlist doesn't screw up and
Mhm.
commercials and all sorts of stuff.
Right.
And one video is just straight through. Although I guess if you don't have premium, YouTube may in fact inject commercials while you're watching.
That's true. Make Melvin great again. Tim.
Wait a minute, that would be make Melvin. Oh yeah, you don't have a vowel there, so that's mga, mga, mga. Because make America great again would be MAGA, so this
Right.
would be mga. I'm gonna I'm gonna go to work tomorrow and just try to excite everybody about Melvin. I'm gonna run up and go, Mga! Mga! What do you think?
I think that you'd be crazy, and they might come running to me asking me what's wrong with you. You had,
and that's where you give the pitch. Nothing's wrong with him. He's trying to help sell his friend's comic book. Melvin 3 available at funmycomic.com for only 5 more days, because it'll be tomorrow, so it'll probably be 5 days. For only 5 more days.
This is true.
I'll write you a script so that when they come to you and ask
you're
you,
going to write me a script? You don't need to write me a script.
You can explain Unga.
Mga.
The origins of Unga.
And thus, Chris is escorted from the building. No, he's so Fruit Loopy. They're just like, oh, Christopher, you're so silly. You're such
all the kids would run around going, Mga, Mga.
Yeah. They would too, because they do imitate everything that you do.
They're funny.
It's quite funny. So what else we got going on there, sir?
Well, Cyclopean 6. Trolls Exposed is live on Fun My Comics in a storefront, so no rush, folks. But if you want that, now's the time, because Christmas is coming, and trust me, every fan of Subterranean Trolls is going to want a copy. And this is the revised edition. We do have some we still have some misprints, and we're trying to decide what to do with them. Should we, offer them up as internet gifts? Should we offer them up as a extra in the tier that could be purchased for a nominal a fee? Should we go, these are rare, we're going to charge a large fee? We really haven't decided. Sure, I'll charge $500 a book if people want to pay it. I don't want anybody to pay $500 a book, but
oh my God,
the market is the market, right?
Right, it is. You're right. The
but
market
I
is
didn't
the
expect
market.
anybody. So I would talk to anybody wanting to spend that much, and I would say no, don't. But yeah, so we're trying to decide what to do with it. The market's a tough thing. It's hard to know what to price. Now, next time out, I'm really seriously trying to find a way to include shipping in the price and somehow make the price even less. But I don't know if it's possible. But I'm working on it. The thing is, we could cut ourselves to the bone and make absolutely nothing on it. But as anybody who runs a business knows, that's not a business then. That's just a desperate attempt to stay alive. We need to start making sure that we think like a business so we can grow, we can expand, we can actually hire other artists so we can bring to life some of the other books that we have bubbling in the background. That's the problem. Even though I'm fast, I'm not that fast. And as my art is improving, I'm actually thinking I'm slowing down a little. I don't know. It took me 2 days to do the last page that I finished, and I was like, but it was worth it.
But you didn't like it after you put it down and you went back the next day. You were like, wait a second.
Well, a lot of that happens all the time. That happens all the time. But you weren't supposed to tell people I changed it. I change everything all the time.
But you say that all the time.
That's true. But one day I'll actually show a video, because like Diana will see a book for, 6 weeks, and page 3 will be page 3 through and through for, 5 weeks and 6 days. And on that 7th day, I'll just switch everything up on page 3. And she's like, is this new? And then she realizes, she's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What happened? Why is this like this? Why'd you do that? And so once I explain it and it simmers in her head a little bit, she usually agrees with the changes. But usually that's because something artistic happens.
Right. You don't like the layout, or there's something that's not quite good.
I have seen the cover. I don't know if other people have. And it was shown, you reveal your artwork in stages. And it's almost, you can almost feel your excitement about it, because like I'm sure you're getting like the rough, the mid draw, the final pencil, the ink, like, and as you get it, you pop with excitement. I get that. We won't experience that until we do have sufficient sales to hire another artist. But I look forward to the days when we sit here getting excited about watching something come to life from someone else's hand. It was almost like that with Chris Mad. But with Chris Mad, we opened it up creatively and just said, draw what you want.
Yeah.
So we didn't have like a, well, Chris, we asked you to make a troll that plays in the NBA, and this is obviously a troll that plays hockey. You know, we didn't have any of those issues. You know, it was actually his cover inspired a whole nother story in the book because we were so taken by the quality of it. Yeah.
Right. That was very cool, actually.
Yes.
Very cool.
So I'm babbling a lot tonight, and I don't know if people actually enjoy that, but it is 9:30.
Yes, it is, sir.
All right, so it's time to go to bed. No, I figure we can open up the chat for a half hour or so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Am I allowed to?
Yes, of course you are.
Oh, you are the show producer.
No, I'm not.
I like that logo you put up on the right up there, the Trolls one.
Actually, I didn't do that. You did.
You're the show producer.
No, I'm not. I come in as a half a sidekick.
Half a sidekick? What happened to the other half?
Well, you've told me I'm not that good, so
I've never said you're not that good.
What
do you mean?
You say you're an iffy sidekick. You need to find somebody better. And I said, okay. And that's where it stays.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's true, you guys. He tells me I'm terrible. I don't know comic books. I don't talk. You know, I don't do this. I don't do that.
Some of that's true.
Right.
Some of that's true.
Well,
So let's see if I can move some of this around here a second. I'm trying.
please let me know if I'm making too much noise.
You're making noise. We can't hear anything.
Oh, good. Can you hear me?
Of course.
You can hear that right now?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
It sounds like you're just rubbing something like against a rough surface like plastic, but I'm not sure, like a rough plastic, a textured plastic.
No, I was trying to cut these things out. I was trying to work on something.
Oh, that's what it is. It's the metal blades crunching down then. It has that gruff. But I just wanted to show a little bit of Chris Mad's cover there, so I made it the background.
Yeah, I see that. It looks awesome.
Yeah, I like it.
I think we actually sold the original piece, didn't we?
To Rick Piper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And that was cool because, not to brag, but Chris Mad got to make a nice penny on that because he got paid by us. And then we didn't like hoard the original art, which, you know, as the publisher, we had the right to like, you know, collect it and keep it and do what we wanted with it. But I thought it was far cooler to, you know, let one of the backers buy it and enjoy it and let Chris get that money. And so that was what we did.
Well, speaking of Rick,
Rick. Yeah, where is that? He must be sleeping.
He's traveling back to Hamilton. I think he's in Canada. His last update.
He's probably not back home quite yet, though.
He's probably not quite home yet. He's probably in the bus still. Man, I give him so much credit. That was a long trip.
I give him no credit. Bro, you are crazy. That's all I'm giving you. I'm giving you a crazy. That's a long ride, brother, on a bus.
He went to Texas, right?
I thought he went to California ultimately.
Oh.
Texas was I thought Texas. I don't know. I believe Dillard's California. I thought he went to L.A. to do the Christian convention.
If Terry and Tim are still in the chat. They can tell us. I think they know.
I think everybody left.
Probably.
Yeah. It's all right. It's a busy night. Somebody else must have come on live.
Wednesday tends to be busy.
Well, that's because everybody thinks it's going to be slow.
Everybody what?
Everybody thinks it'll be slow. So everybody jumps on.
Why did we switch to Wednesday? I forget. Because we were on Monday for a while, right?
Because everybody was on Monday.
Do you think
What's up, Tim?
What's up? Do you think I'd forget to come on here?
Do you think what?
Do you think I would forget to show up?
Oh yeah, no, we thought you left.
Yeah, I was like
everybody left.
How dare
everybody left us? Oh well,
Understandable.
Remember, I'm the guy that stormed off on Mike's show. I'm like, okay, they all left.
I'm so upset. I think I'll block Chris. Kidding.
Oh, I hope he hasn't blocked me, but we talked. I'm sure we're cool. What's up, Terry?
What's
Hey,
up?
guys.
All right, hang on. We got to do this real quick. All right, move your hand, man.
Oh,
Who are you talking to, Terry?
it's some kind of dragon.
It is.
Oh, that looks really cool.
Hang on, I'll make it big again. Diana, you want me to impress you?
Sure.
Watch this. I have powers.
Oh, stop. Right, stop. Just stop being silly. Terry, that looks really good. That's part of your book, right? Your comic you've been working on?
He left us.
Did Terry drop again?
No, he's there, but I bet you he went to get a soda or something because he's not talking yet.
Oh.
So,
Jim, you
Tim,
must
man.
be excited, right? You got on that interview and all that?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I filled out the thing because it was like a kind of a standard form that you could fill out. You
Yeah.
could answer the questions, and I thought, well, it probably won't get on there, so I'll just fill it out anyway.
And then you made it. Well, I'm surprised with your artwork. Like, people don't know the story if they haven't already gotten into it. But I thought the artwork would be, well, it is actually quite powerful. I'm surprised. Comicsgate, get out there and back this, man. You're missing out. I'm surprised that it's not been backed heavily.
Yeah. I mean, Sid is a really great artist.
So if I was to rank artists by gauging in money, I would say he should be a 5 to 6 figure is tough, but definitely a 5-figure funder. I mean, he's good.
Yeah. Well,
You know what I'm saying?
There is, things that stay around for a long time never really are like at the top right off the bat.
That's true. I could do great, in the future too. And it may still do great in the next 6 days, and truly getting it funded is great.
Well, I use the Misfits as an example, even though it's music. When they released Walk Among Us in '82, it didn't even make tinfoil. I mean, it didn't sell as much. It was a flop actually. Right. But 30, 40 plus years later, it's a punk classic.
Yeah.
And they can sell out Madison Square Garden.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep.
Well, there is something to longevity.
Thank
you. But like Extreme, for instance, was never quite a superstar band, and yet they feel bigger now that they've been around for.
Well, they're a one-hit wonder, but they're still around though. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and we think they're one-hit wonders, but when we went and saw them, their following is so strong. They're like, I thought I was an Extreme fan. I'm like a little Plastic fan compared to their true diehards. I mean,
well, I don't know if you can see this. I'm sharing screen here.
Can now.
Yeah. This is the cover for the Ash Can that's going to be coming out right after all the, 3 is out in everybody's hands.
Yep. That's awesome.
So now, is that going to be another campaign, or is this going in the Melvin campaign?
No, it's gonna be like just straight to whoever wants to buy it. Kind of, here's my PayPal.
Oh, nice. All right.
But I think it's a good way to build the lore, and if you're like, oh yeah, well I have the Azarka Ashcan that he put out after 3.
Yep.
I know the history behind these characters.
That's a cool way to do it. I like that. The Ashcan.
Yeah.
To give some background.
You weren't sharing. Yeah. You weren't sharing a screen yet. I'm sorry. Hold on.
I was sharing the screen. Hang on. Which one? This one? Yeah. You had a screen up that went like multiple. You had the window was on the Hero Shack. It just did like one of those.
Well, here's that's the cover right there.
It's still small though. Hang on. You know what it is? I need to make my window bigger. There we go. I can see it now. Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
That's Azarka right there. Sid kind of gave it a little more of a different design than I did, but I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's his sister Araya.
So I want you to look. Follow the hand that's stretched out and go down to his hip.
Yeah.
Okay, is that that almost looks like a Jack Kirby shading, but it might be a costume design.
Yeah.
But either way, I like it, but I'm wondering what that is. Is that Kirby style or is that a design?
That might be. I think
gotta
that's
hang on. I'm gonna pull it up on Twitter because I like it, and I just want to know if he's using that swag style.
Either way, it looks neat.
It does.
And you notice the symbol on his forehead. I just realized that was.
Hang on, I haven't noticed it because I'm looking you up again.
Oh, dang it!
What are you on Twitter? Oh wait, you probably don't want to say it out loud.
Oh yeah, just look for put in.
I got it. Okay. Now I'm gonna scroll down, and you're gonna have that picture here in your media, right?
Right.
I know you're gonna. Let me see. This way I can see it large.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is. All right. Okay, it does look like it's part of the costume, but it is awesome.
Yeah. And I saw that Omega symbol on his forehead there, and it just kind of came up with an idea. I was like, okay, so what if there's an organization kind of like beyond space and time that they collect knowledge from a civilization that's going to be judged and then stored away, right?
Yeah.
So. But the idea is in this ash can is that the Azarka and his sister absorb the knowledge from the internet in present day, right? And it corrupts them. Get it?
Yeah.
and then they become.
They have a virus.
Well, kind of like all this extreme political, like either from the left or the right, and how it kind of it just kind of fills the internet and just kind of corrupts people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get these really weird, bizarre ideas.
Hey, I aliens are real.
So anyway, the idea is that
Tim. So anyway,
they absorb this corrupted knowledge, and they become corrupted themselves, and they go from being siblings to enemies. Get it?
Oh,
it's kind of like how people we're all American citizens here, but all of a sudden we hate each other because of political differences.
Right. No, I understand what you're saying.
So they all go in their own direction. Right? Yeah, they all go in their separate directions to start this twisted religion and kind of spread it throughout the galaxy.
Well, the problem with the mentality is that we've convinced ourselves on either side that we are absolutely correct. And therefore, the other side is the anti-correct,
right?
Which means that they are evil, whether you're right looking at the left or left looking at the right. And if you listen to their arguments, they can be very compelling. Like from either side, if you listen to the one side, they're like, they won't help this and they won't do that. And you're like, aw. And then you listen to the other side and they're like, they do this and they do. And you're like, aw.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, wait a minute. Then I have to the only thing that can set it straight is the Bible and God. That's it.
They're so right that they justify their act. It could be like, for instance, the whole child drag show is awful. But the left is so convinced that they're right that they're willing to ignore how awful that is and allow it to happen.
I've never understood how they justify it. And I've heard the whole drag is art, drag is wonderful, drag is an expression. But children are children, and I disagree with it on the principle of there's entertainment for adults and there's entertainment for kids.
Yeah.
I don't let them sit down and watch Clint Eastwood Dirty Harry movies because they're rated R and there's a lot of blood and cussing.
True.
You can't take them out and let them watch movies that are what's that letter rated R.
Yeah.
Even PG-13 anymore. Did you know they're allowed to drop one F-bomb in a PG-13 movie and it won't make it R?
Yeah, I know that.
I didn't know that until a while ago, and it pissed me off.
Well, PG is parents' guidance. In other words, it's like, okay, this isn't so bad, but parents, you make up your own decision.
But PG-13 is, hey, parents, if your kid's 13, don't worry. But if he's 12, you better watch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah. But if they're PG, it's still the same thing. But G is like, hey, everything in this is okay. That's at least that's how it should be.
And I don't understand I understand it in the sense that if a 13-year-old can buy a ticket without a parent, that movie will make more money. And PG-13 can be edgy enough to keep an adult watching in theory.
Oh.
So they have that going for like mass marketing. But why not just make R 13 and up then? If you're going to do that, just because kids aren't stupid. They know what you're suggesting when
Besides,
it's sex.
most kids have the internet, and they've seen. Guys, most kids have the internet, and they see much worse, anyways.
Well, unfortunately, I hate that argument, but the truth of the matter is that is the reality. We've already lost it. The barn doors came off 20 years ago when the PC went online. When it started to become a big thing.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. Everything I see is just like, okay, I know this exists already, so.
Yeah. I unmuted Terry. Is he there yet? Okay, I'm going to mute him again.
When you think about it, everything that people see online is just nonsense anyway.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I'm a voiceover artist. Let me give a couple of dogs in this video clip I have voices.
Well, if it's a live voice, I'm going to tell you what I've learned is AI voices. They are incredible, and they can be used in a number of ways. And just the free stuff, I made what I thought was at least a pretty believable voiceover for Cyclopean 5, the 5 facts about Cyclopean. And that was just free garbage off a website.
Well,
if I was paying, a decent amount of money,
not necessarily. What AI cannot replicate is different inflections in your tone. It's all very.
They can.
It's all very deadpan.
No, it's not anymore, Tim. They actually have it so where like you can like on a timeline with the script, you can like actually register excitement, passive, like they have all the emotions you can pick. It's disgusting. And I'm telling you, you probably have been listening to AI for the last 18 months and we haven't even realized it. Like there's these videos I watch where they're just voices talking over like, in Detroit, there was a cop who drove drunk and got pulled over. Some of those are real voices and some I know they're AI. I've heard them and I'm like, oh my God, it's everywhere. Like,
no, there's a guy who does voiceover work and he finds these pets behaving a certain way and he gives them voices.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of funny.
Is he good?
Yeah, I think he's funny.
Like, I know everybody thinks Mel Blanc is a legend and everything, and he really was probably the best of all time. But I have no idea what his competition is, Because if a guy is really good, how do you know if he's done more than one voice? Because like Mel Blanc could do it, and I didn't realize it was more than one voice.
Mel Blanc.
I'm sorry. That's like my love of manga.
Manga. South Korean manga.
Manga. You still can't get it right. Oh my God.
No, Diana likes it when I say manga. But I usually end up saying manga.
Mongo.
Is manga more Korean than manga? Is that what it is?
Oh, better watch out. Mongo's getting sweet on you. No, Mongo straight.
Well, I happen to be a big fan of South Korea in the sense that I drive a Hyundai that I have to say it has put every vehicle I ever drove in the past to shame. And it was a $13,000 aluminum box when I bought it. What, 11 years ago, honey?
Yeah.
So it was a crap car 11 years ago in terms of price tag, and it's still running beautifully.
Now it's a crap car that won't die.
It's amazing, dude. Well, I only drive it. Oh, did you say you have a crap car that won't die or mine?
Well,
yours.
I used to have a crap car that wouldn't die. Now it's
the
cube somewhere.
But you're right. It just does not. Plus, I don't drive it very hard. I've only got 54,000 miles on it after 11 years.
Yeah, because he only
But
uses
it-
it back and forth to work, which is a couple miles up the road.
But
I
it's
think
so
we took
cherry,
it
you
to
know what I mean?
Vermont once. We took it to the White Mountains once, remember?
Yeah.
Remember
I love
that?
taking it out beyond the neighborhood because it is very fuel efficient. And it was a great look. It's getting aged. I need to put it in a body shop and get it, clean up some dings, put the fenders back on properly because they are the vinyl fenders that all cars use now. And they just need to be reclipped on there and nice and snug. And then I need to invest about, I don't know, $1,000 in dash improvements. Stereo, rear camera.
Or you could just get a new
camera.
car.
No, I don't really want one because you know what? It's hard to find a standard transmission anymore.
And he's already got a he's already got a groove in his seat, and if he gets a new one, he has to rework that seat.
No, actually, I want to replace the seats with bucket seats. I have bucket seats now. I want to get like better ones.
You're not getting better bucket seats for that car. You're crazy.
Oh, what the bucket?
What's the bucket?
Why not?
Fuck me. Well, buck
You told me you wanted a new car this year.
Well, that's only because
Talking
yeah, but what if I could fix my car for say $3,500?
What if you could?
See? That's tempting. Like a new paint job, the body work done, and the dashboard with the rear cam and front facing cam. I want a front facing cam like the Russians do.
What?
So if you Google front facing auto camera, you'll see that there are tons and tons of videos from Russians because that was how they determined they would protect themselves from people who used to jump in front of their cars to do lawsuits. It was a thing like over in Eastern Europe for a long time.
Yeah, they would try to do that a lot in Russia.
Yep. So they put the front facing cameras in their car. And of course that protects them from it because it's a little obvious when someone's faking it or jumping in front of your car. I would like one just because I think it's a good thing to have if I ever do, God forbid, have an accident. The camera's right there,
Here, let's go to the footage of me running somebody over. Let's go. All right, time to reverse footage.
Yeah. No. If I run somebody over, there should be footage because that means something really bad was happening. Like that person was probably like a zombie eating like a bunch of people. So I had to stop it type stuff because I wouldn't run anybody over.
Here's the footage of going forward. Okay, now let's go to the footage of being backing up over them.
Well, zombies, you only have to take out like the head. And really, you don't even need to take out the head. You only need to like injure it enough.
Where did this? You guys are so silly.
Where did it come from? Walking Dead.
No, I'm gonna end up like
Night
that.
of the Living Dead.
Zombies tonight.
Hey, go ahead.
You gotta make sure to double tap, man. When they're down, you gotta go over, walk over, and shoot them.
It's unfortunate, but if you don't, they could come back and really make your life over.
Yeah. Actually,
you've watched the series.
Actually, I was watching. Was it Mysteries at the Museum, which is a show on Travel Channel, and they did a interesting Halloween special where they had these. What they do is they have these certain items in a museum, and there's a history behind them.
Okay.
And there are some of the weirdest stories, right? And these are real stories. So one was this woman got tuberculosis in a time when tuberculosis was pretty much certain death, right? And the family was told, well, she's going to die. And this one quack doctor shows up and he says, I can save her. But while treating her, he kind of falls in love with her.
Oh God.
Right. So he makes her drink like bouillon and like uses ultraviolet light and all that. And she still dies, of course.
Yeah.
So one day the body is reported missing, like it was dug up out of the mausoleum and is missing. And then, like, of course, I think it's like the sister or the aunt hears a rumor about like there's a house with a body in the living room, right?
What?
So she finds this is a real story. This is a true story. She finds out where this house is, and not only is it her, the woman in question from her family that died, it's the doctor who was treating her. He dug her up and reconstructed her face and everything.
Oh.
And
so
So he was arrested, and they couldn't, the judge didn't charge him anything because of statute of limitations.
Oh my
Right?
word. Yeah.
So he leaves town shortly after that very same mausoleum is bombed,
Wow.
and they found him dead many years later in his room with a replica of that very same woman in his room with him.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah, that's
What
a
the
real
hell?
story. Yeah,
That's twisted stuff, man.
Where did this happen? Do you know? Do you remember?
I think it was Louisiana.
Okay.
Yeah,
And that's messed up.
that is
Sorry.
messed up.
Messed
But that's
up.
a real story. I think it was a shattered placard from the mausoleum that was in the museum.
Man. That's crazy.
Yep. Or then there was a story about the brother who died mysteriously. This in Haiti, this different family.
Mhm.
He dies, but he's like healthy. He's a really healthy guy, and he gets ill all of a sudden and dies. Right. And this is in 1962, and then forward like a decade later, this woman's walking in. She notices her brother, but she can't. How can that be? He died, right? So he
Right.
explains that he had appeared to have been dead. Or there's something about property, and he got voodoo and whatnot. And I guess he believes he got put under a voodoo curse, and it made it look like he died.
Yeah.
And he was
But he
buried.
didn't?
And yeah, he remembers the whole thing. He remembers them pronouncing him dead. He remembers them burying him.
Yeah.
And then he was dug up and put on this plantation where he was forced to do labor.
My word.
And then, of course, the voodoo priest dies, so he ends up just wandering around for like almost a decade, and just happened perchance to run into her walking one day.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
insane.
Weird
But
stuff.
but the item in the museum is this. It's like a voodoo museum in New Orleans, and it's like this whip they use to kind of whip the slaves when they're working on the plantation.
Yeah. That's so bad. To think of what they used to do, it gives shivers up my spine. The horrific thing that happened.
The thing that voodoo priest use is like the some kind of neurotoxin from a puffer fish.
Yep. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
I had not heard that.
You haven't?
Well, the toxin kind of makes it look like you're dead. It like drops your vitals really
Yeah,
low.
it exactly. It messes. It's like a fake dead, but they're not really dead.
It also makes you very susceptible to being kind of told what to do.
Yep.
Oh.
And you're kind of like a zombie.
Mm-hmm. Except you're not eating people.
Nope.
You know.
But
What
you
happened,
wouldn't
Jerry?
do it with
What?
invested. Oh no, let me check the mute thing because I muted him because he gets a lot of static when he's not talking. Hang on,
Yeah.
my mouse fell
Sorry,
asleep.
But I haven't seen him come back.
I just find like stories, real life stories, so much weirder than any fiction you can ever read.
Right? Well, it's a good way to get your creative juices flowing as well.
Yeah.
True. You know, when you are listening to like.
I think the scariest part is that the stories are real. That's why
Well,
it's
yeah.
so terrifying. Like,
Yeah.
Like the Mexican aliens.
What?
The Mexican aliens.
I don't know. That just sounds silly.
Have you seen them?
No.
They've been tested and confirmed now.
What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
Well, obviously you don't know, so I'm going to have to show you, right?
Yeah.
He watches
hang on,
stuff
give me-
that I have no idea.
This
I-
was presented in the Mexican government Congress, okay, as evidence. It caused this was a couple of weeks ago. It caused a huge dispute. People accused them of lying, the people who brought it, and apparently
Yeah.
they've done X-rays and proven these are not tampered with. So let me pick up from there. I'll show you a picture of it.
So it's supposed to be a true story.
All right. Well, the Mexicans are claiming it's true.
Okay.
So this is okay. This thing on the bed.
Looks like a doll.
Yes, it does, and it looks very suspicious.
Yeah.
However, they say this was found. It's over 1,000 years old. It was found in a mining cave. X-rayed. It has its own skeletal pieces. It has a metal imprint, and there's two of them. And they have a metal implant in their chest.
Terry might be
Now, other people have claimed that it's a like a hoax, and they've
Yeah.
claimed that they're pieces of other animals put together to make this.
Mhm.
But supposedly now Mexican authorities have actually done a CAT scan, an X-ray, and some other scan.
Yeah.
And from what they can tell, it has not been tampered with. It is what it is.
Wow.
So it's
You know
not.
what else?
Likely.
You know what else is a myth? The short stubby Canadian that wanders from Detroit to California.
Hey, Rick.
Hello.
Oh my God, he's here.
Tim, you're so bad.
You knew that when you said that, so
Of course he
So
did.
are you still in Detroit?
yeah, my Detroit's looked like my bedroom.
You could have a green screen.
I always knew Detroit was hell.
Hey, Rick. How are you?
Hey, yeah.
Doing not too bad, I guess.
Hey, Chris. I mean, Rick. My parents actually had a question when we were talking about your trip.
Okay.
We were. Why didn't you take an airplane?
Well, it probably would have been cheaper, and I probably will next time. But I was just thinking, it's usually the customs and all that is usually a little easier to deal with at the border, like when traveling by land.
Yeah.
So, and then I wasn't sure whether it was going to cost how much it was going to cost extra with, like bags and all that, although I had one for down below and one that might have been considered my carry-on.
Yeah.
So, and depending on what flight stuff and all that you get, that can, it could add up to the same or more or whatever.
Oh, I see.
So let's ask a question here that everybody's been talking about. So you went from Detroit to Texas to California, or just to Texas?
Well, there was a whole bunch load here. Let me get the whole itinerary.
There's at least two
Like-
places in between. I know that.
We were dying. I'm like, I thought he was going to California. Why is he in Texas? He's coming from Canada. Why am I so confused? Then I'm like, well, I think maybe he's going to Texas because that's where he's headed. And nobody was able to answer my question.
I was like, no, the convention's got to be in Los Angeles, or else it's not the right convention.
Okay, so the original.
Oh God, Rick. Oh no.
The original itinerary was Hamilton to Detroit, Detroit to Chicago, Chicago to St. Louis, St. Louis to Amarillo. No, that's the updated one. That's what got updated too.
Oh, yes, the one you called Armadillo when you meant Amarillo.
Yeah, Amarillo. So this is the updated one, to Amarillo, to Phoenix, and then to Los Angeles. Now there's a bunch of little minor stops in between on that. Now,
did you meet anybody on the way there?
I think I talked to a person or two on the bus.
Oh, I'm
now
talking about.
yeah. What do you mean? Okay.
Like people like you're just going through so and so's town and talk with them.
Oh no! I never end up meeting up with any of our friends or acquaintances. I probably would have met up with Metal if I didn't get detoured.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because I was supposed to be in Dallas for like 3 or 4 hours, so that would have made a half-hour car ride or 45-minute car ride would have been worth it to him then, to come meet me at the bus station, for 2 or 3 hours,
They detoured you to El Paso or whatever, or
Yeah.
Armadillo.
Amarillo. And actually, that's sort of the way that I went the first time I went down. But the first time I went down, it was like this is 6 years ago. I went through Buffalo, and I know I hit St. Louis. There was something in between St. Louis and Buffalo. And then,
Land.
yeah. And then a couple other ones.
No, really. Chris?
But it was pretty much the same as last time. I think a couple of the stops were changed because Greyhound's having to change stops or whatever and all that because of some idiots that are riding it, stealing from places that they stop at.
Well, that's still an interesting. That was still an interesting adventure.
So the original thing, which was what I did but backwards, is Hamilton to Detroit, Detroit to Cincinnati, Cincinnati to Nashville, or I might have bypassed Cincinnati on the way there. I might have supposed to have bypassed it. I can't say. From Nashville to Dallas, from Dallas to El Paso, and from El Paso to Riverside, California.
Wow.
That's how it was supposed to be, but
I guess I'm still confused. You're coming from Canada. Why do you go all the way down to Texas to get to California?
Well, Texas is on the way, technically.
Well,
yeah.
What? Well, technically, yeah, but it's way down at the bottom of the United States when you're already at the top.
But also so is L.A., Riverside.
I suppose. I
Well,
was
it all worked out. So, what's Dillard's house like?
Nice. I really like it.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
one
sure.
level.
Yeah.
His kids are great. They really love me, or at least his oldest did. His
Yeah.
youngest was, she's too young to.
Did Mrs. Dillard try to keep you there? Did they try to seal you in a box?
No. But I'm sure she would have loved to have me longer. They were very great hosts. Trying to give me whatever food I wanted, and I'm like, I'll eat whatever you want, or what do you guys are gonna have? I'm the gracious guest. They're letting me stay free, sort of free of charge. They're feeding me. They're saving me a big expense while I'm there.
Yeah, sure.
That's good though. So how was the con?
Not too bad. Obviously I didn't make quite as much as I would have liked, but I got more sales than I did last time, so that's
awesome.
How much you make, Brian? What was the?
Well, technically, I made nothing, Timothy, because of all the costs going there. But I did make some sales. I made between $80 to $100 in sales.
Right.
Oh, okay, that's something.
So was Dillard
And
able to
that
be
was-
there at your table?
Yeah, he was there for a bunch of it. He was off and gone. Met Mike.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
He was at my table for a bit with me.
You should have had Dillard draw a bunch of stuff and get people to stop by. Like, just put out like a.
Well, Dillard did do two or three drawings. But no, he did 4 drawings. One of Canadian Shield, which got given to a little girl. One of Snowdrift, which got given to a guy that bought one of the books, who actually bought a drawing off me last time I was there.
Oh, there you go.
And he did one. The character across. There was a table across from us that had a character El Mutor. I've got the book. I can show it at a later date. Yeah, it's having to do with the Aztecs.
Oh.
So
You didn't have to sacrifice anything, did you?
no.
Yeah, that
So he Dillard drew that guy's character and then gave that drawing to him. And then there was another booth next to that guy with a book called Grotto, the Teenage Spaceship or something to that effect.
Okay.
So he drew that character and then gave them that picture as well.
Do you think that Dillard will start doing Comic Cons himself?
I highly doubt it. He was not impressed with
Right.
this one.
Yeah. Well,
Is
I
this
mean-
one you went to before, right, Rick? Didn't you
Yeah,
do this
yeah.
one before? That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
It was better, but it was in some ways worse. It was a little bit more crowded, but there was a lot more people. But the space that they were in, at least for where the vendors like me were,
Yeah.
was a little
Do you-
bit smaller. in
Do you
my
think
opinion.
do you think I should do Alpha Omega Con? You think Melvin would fit in there?
It's hard to say.
Well, it's a Christian comic book convention, right?
Yeah.
Would they freak over the graphic violence?
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily. There's Bible books there, so books,
Right.
and the Bible can be very graphic at times.
This is true.
I could imagine someone going, "Is Melvin very violent?" I'm like, "Yeah." Then I'd be packing up, like, just buy the book as I'm packing up.
Yeah. Well, the one book, you couldn't really sell the buckler there. We'll say that, or
No.
especially Canadian Tussle.
Heavens no.
Well,
I think
glad
I'd
you-
actually. I think
Faith
it'd
and
actually do Dillard some. He'd be able to make a lot of more money on top of the money he's making if he do cons.
Oh yeah. Well, he would have to start out small. Like he doesn't think it's worth his time right now to
Right.
like he could go find one to spend $50-$60, to spend, but he doesn't think it's worth the time for the day.
I want to jump out on a
All
limb
the
here.
prep and all that. But I think it
Dillard,
would.
Dillard is very near the status of being invited to these things.
Yeah.
You need to remember how big he's getting, how good he really is. I mean,
Well, yeah, he is a great artist, probably one of the best that we know.
definitely
It's
one of the best we know.
better even than some of the pros because as you may or may not know, he was when Mike Miller was doing Drawn and Quartered on a regular basis, and right at the start of it, shortly thereafter, the fan version started up, and Dillard won that, and browbeat Mike Miller to get himself on because of winning that, then allowed all the winners afterwards of the fan edition to go on the thing, the pro edition. But anyways, Dillard got on there and he beat the pros, all of
Right.
them, on his
Of course
first
he
time.
did.
And he wasn't as good as he is now too. So, and he was on a few times, after that too. And pretty much each time he was on, he beat all the pros.
He's kind of like the missing link between the pros and the slums. He's kind of like in the middle group. It's not quite slums, but he's not quite pro.
But actually, I would actually, say that I've enjoyed his artwork as much as any pro. He's not, legendary John Byrne or legendary Jim Lee. But if he was to be signed by Marvel, by DC, by Image, his draw, his talent is so high, and I'm such a fan that I would follow him to one of the Deadly Three just to see what he does. That's how good.
I wish
think
I
he
was.
is.
I wish I was that good. I wish I could draw. I can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me neither. So I got a
wish I
question.
could draw. I was going to say, I wish I could draw like I can draw 5 years from now.
Hey, I got a question. Does Dillard work other than his art?
Not now. He used to be a truck driver.
Wasn't he
my
also
gosh.
building small houses too? And then all of a
Truck
sudden
driver. Holy cow.
Well, yeah.
Have you
Well,
seen the man?
he's tried to get into doing making tiny houses on
Oh,
trailers.
right. Okay.
But
Right.
that's just a side gig that he's tried to do. It's not anything that he's.
Are you talking? Yeah, but are we talking bird houses or houses for squirrels or puppies or how
Talking
many-
to people.
Yeah.
Oh, tiny
Tiny
houses.
Real poor people like me.
Actually, I wouldn't mind having a tiny house if we weren't so. We're already crowded. But like when we retire, I could see us living in a tiny house, Diana.
I couldn't. I'd kill you.
It'd be awesome.
No.
I'd be going home to Papa sooner than I thought.
She'd kill you, stuff you, and put you in like a rocker. He goes, "Oh yeah, he's always there."
Oh
Rock
my
away. Rock
It'd be fine until I
away.
start thinking.
Well, Rick, welcome back to your home, and and I'm glad things worked out for you.
So what's next for you?
Well, obviously, I got Hamilton Comic Con this weekend.
Yeah.
Right.
So I gotta, and I've got to get boxes tomorrow. I'm going out with my dad tomorrow. He's in town, so we're probably gonna get some boxes, and I gotta obviously pack this place. I gotta get some forms filled in and sent into the company that manages for this property, so I can stay till the end of October and make sure I have all this. I have the rights to all this stuff in here, which I do, because I'm next to kin.
I see what you're saying. You want to make sure that there's no claim on anything that you don't want them doing anything stupid, saying, "Hey, now."
Well,
it's
it's actually it's more for their benefit that no one, like they have some. I'm saying I rightfully own all this stuff because I'm next to kin. I'm the only.
Right.
And that way, nobody can come along later and say, "Hey, we didn't do anything. We just let them have it."
Gotcha.
But I know there's not going to be because the only person that could come close to it is my buddy Chris, which I have no idea where he is.
I'm in Mass, and I'm not coming
And I
up there.
Yeah. Chris.
I'm joking. I know what you meant.
And not you, of course. Yeah. I forgot when I said my buddy Chris.
Yeah, I was like, "Yep, I'm in Mass. Don't worry about it. I'm not coming up." You're safe.
No, I had another buddy named Chris. His name was Christopher Waters.
Another buddy?
Yeah, another
Isn't
buddy.
Isn't that a cookie or candy?
Oh,
No.
Christopher, stop. Let him talk. Rick, he's just unbelievable.
I can't fault him. I would have done the same. In fact,
sorry, please
after
continue.
I said it, I realized what I had said, and I was like, "Yep, he's another buddy. He's a Huey." But unfortunately, about 5 or 6 years ago, he got into some financial trouble and took off. Or it's unknown. We haven't heard from him.
Boy. Sorry to hear that.
He ran from his problems instead of facing them.
That's not a good thing.
That's a good guitar that just got smacked.
What?
Wasn't it? Was that a guitar?
Yeah.
Where?
Because I think he would have been that boom.
Yeah, it sounded like your guitar got smacked. Diana.
No, I'm sitting here. I'm like, what are you talking about?
It sounded like
I heard it.
Yeah, it sounded like
That
somebody
wasn't
bumped
me.
the guitar.
Maybe it was Tim.
Tim. Did you bump a guitar?
No, I don't have a guitar.
It
Did you
was
bump
Diana.
anything?
No.
It wasn't me. I'm sitting in my chair. I swear.
I think you're deaf and the dogs bumped your guitar and you don't even realize.
Well, that might be true. Tiny might have got up and walked into it.
I'm gonna blame Chris. Yeah, liar.
I don't have a guitar up here right now. I don't think. Oh,
Prove
wait,
it.
it's
Prove
hanging
it.
up.
Prove it.
No, it is. I see it. Diana hung it up. And I would get it and play it, but I haven't played in about 2 years.
No,
and it's
no.
out of
I
tune.
mean, prove that you don't have it up there.
Oh.
It's hanging
Wow.
behind the door.
I mean, like I can turn on the camera, but like it doesn't really prove anything.
Oh, hey.
Like for instance, there's no way you could know that I have a Twix bar right here. Wait, right here.
I
'Cause
see
it's
it
off
though.
camera.
I see it though, right
Yeah.
there. Then you put it
There's
down.
many Twix.
Oh, did
Listen.
Are you playing Twix on us?
What a Twix. I mean Twix.
Twix.
I
on
don't want
Twix.
to eat this one because this one, oh wait, this one's a good one. This one's a right one. They have right and left Twix. You got to be careful which one you're eating.
How do you
They
know?
come from two different factories.
Oh, just because the
Oh.
package says so.
It says it right there. Right.
I'm pretty sure you heard already, Rick. Melvin was mentioned in the Bleeding Fool in the indie showcase section.
No, I didn't hear about that yet.
It's the first book mention, yes. Our first campaign mention. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that was smart to do that. I've done it 2 times.
Oh yeah. Any benefit from it? Did you get any more backers?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong. But it can't hurt. The thing is, if it's not there, for sure you're not going to get any backers from it, right?
Right.
If it's there, then there's the possibility.
That is
So
true.
what if you
And-
time
and it
travel,
only
you
takes
put it there, and then you take it away?
And it's only like 10 or 15 minutes or 20 minutes to fill out the stuff that they've got, right? Jim,
Right.
you know, so.
Left.
And,
It's a
and
left
you know,
It still gets your name out there, Tim. It still is
Yeah,
marketing and
This-
publicity. It's still a good thing.
This
yeah,
is true.
and that's why you guys should do it for your next campaign for
We should do a lot of things that we don't do. I'm terrible. I told everybody I'm a half a helper. I'm not even a whole helper anymore.
You're a
I'm
smart
glad-
fat.
I'm glad you said
I'm a
helper.
Smurfette. Yes, I'm a Smurfette. That's what I am.
But everybody loves Smurfette.
Not
The whole
true.
village. Did you notice the whole village used to follow her around?
What?
All the Smurfs simped for Smurfette.
Did
I
you notice?
wonder why
Seriously?
the only female Smurf.
I was gonna say, isn't she the only female?
Well, at first she was. Then eventually there became a
There's
young-
more now.
A young.
But there was a black-haired one, I think, next, right? And she was an evil one.
No, that was her.
Oh
Gargamel created Smurfette.
Yeah. But I thought there was
So-
another black one, black-haired
So,
one.
They were a village of just dudes.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of gay.
Hey, you know what? We don't want to
And
talk
then-
about the past.
And then, of course, there was when some of the Smurfs became de-aged, and then they created a younger Smurfette.
So I want to point out something here.
What's that?
Tim, you pointed out that they were all males before Smurfette got there. It's
Yeah.
worse than you think. They were all males with one old man watching them all. Papa Smurf was the only adult, and he was watching all these boys in a little village in the middle of the woods.
Well,
Papa Smurf
I guess,
village.
I guess you. It depends on what you think, because they're all like over 100 years old or around 100. So,
so that makes it okay.
Were they really boys?
Then it's
They're
a,
Smurfs. I don't know.
it's a village of old gay Smurfs.
I you know what?
And
They're
Papa,
pretty-
of course, was like 400 or 500.
You guys are killing me over here.
And
I
then
can't
there-
believe we're
then
talking
we
about
had
the
Grandpa
Smurfs.
Smurf later on too, and Grandma Smurf. Oh, there's another female Smurf.
Another female. Holy cow. See, now, wait a minute. Maybe they were all just in a brothel and not on the cartoon because it was a
Ew.
child.
Or maybe they're just heavily inbred.
Well,
Oh.
and then if you go by, well, there's two things. You see Smurfs. There was Baby Smurf who was brought to them by a stork. So we don't even know how Baby Smurf was.
Yeah, but wait a minute. You said if we go by what?
But then if
I-
you go by the latest movies, there's a whole village of female Smurfs out there.
Okay, wait. So I have to go buy the latest movie?
You don't have to literally go and buy it, but I'm just saying.
You said if I go buy the latest movie.
Yeah,
I'll see
see, I
these
knew what you're
things.
getting at. That's why.
Rick, you're better at this than I am. I'm just trying to bring up the little dad humor, corny stuff.
Well, you're not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. But because I'm me, I figure out what you're doing pretty quick.
Yeah, before I even do it, you're like, oh shoot, I said that, didn't I? Is it going to
Well,
be Chris or Tim?
for
Who's going to pick it up?
another buddy, I did. Buy one wasn't quite so much, but as soon as you said, "Do I have to go buy?" Oh, crap!
Keeping you on your toes.
It's amazing because I think we're past 10 and I haven't even fallen asleep. 10:22.
I'm standing because I can't sit no more because my bed is calling me, and I'm trying to be nice and not say I gotta go because I always say I have to go.
Yeah, so
I'm trying to be strong, and I don't think did Terry
Well,
drop.
I was actually surprised you guys were still on, although I didn't realize it was only coming up on 10 when I saw you guys on.
yeah,
That's
no,
like-
it.
And I was gonna do a live stream, but I'm gonna just wait till tomorrow night.
Well,
That's a cheer. What time?
I'm not sure yet. I was thinking my normal 10, but I'm not sure yet. It depends on what I got all going on. I know I got to go get boxes. I got to pack. Depends on what I get. There's a bunch of stuff that I got to do, right?
right.
Oh, yeah.
Not fun, but it's got to be done.
All right.
So
So
we're gonna close because I'm going to bed unless Chris wants to hang with you guys. I'm
no,
tired.
my eyes are burning and stuff. I have a light in my eyes. Did you notice that? The whole show, this light right here, this one has been shining in my face.
Why?
Lighting up your life.
Yeah,
So-
I'm trying to be dramatic lighting. I'm trying to look like I'm Phil Collins.
Oh yeah.
You're weird.
But he had short hair and he was balding.
Do you feel it in the air tonight?
Hold on.
Stop.
Hey, I've been waiting for this moment my whole life.
Guys, he's gonna start quoting lyrics. No, he doesn't all the time.
Well, wait.
Do you know that we've had conversations and I'm answering him and he's quoting lyrics to us?
Wait. He
I'm
can't-
not even kidding you until I realize he gets to the
Diana.
chorus. I'm like,
Diana.
you're such an asshole.
Diana, he can't dance. He can't talk. The only thing about him is about the way he walks. Okay.
Yeah. Stop.
Just remember, those boots were made for walking.
It's not a Phil Collins song, but that's okay.
You guys.
It worked.
I'm
Ladies
going
and
to
gentlemen.
bed.
Yes, I'm going to kill this show now.
It's
God bless
time
everybody.
to say good night.
And don't forget to vote in the top 25. Links in the bottom. And go back Melvin, because if he doesn't get to 700, pink caterpillars are in danger.